Hi, Kerry here from My Cloud Bookkeeping. I work with small business owners and entrepreneurs, helping them to keep their business finances in order using QuickBooks Online. Here we are at the beginning of the year, and likely you're starting to think about taxes. While I always recommend keeping your bookkeeping up to date throughout the year, I do understand the reality that sometimes you leave it until the last minute and spend a weekend or more sorting through everything. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, if your QuickBooks Online is not accurate, your profit is not accurate. And then you'll not be paying the right amount of tax. Your tax preparer won't necessarily know whether or not the numbers you give them are correct. It's not their job. So let's take a look in a sample company at some of the quickest ways to locate errors in your QuickBooks Online file.
So here we are in our sample company. And one thing that I would like to mention before we dive in is that what we're going to do is look at some very quick ways to point out that there could be problems. It's not going to find everything, but it'll set you on the right path. So I'm going to pop across here to reports and standard reports. The first thing we're going to do is look for unpaid bills. So we have a report here called unpaid bills. And this will show us everything that's in QuickBooks that has not been recorded as paid yet. And if we scroll down this past due here, we can see that we have two really old bills. There's one here for CAS, 25th of January. We have another one from the 19th of November, which kind of makes me think perhaps this is a mistake. Would she have sent us another bill if we hadn't paid her for January? And further down here, we have another one for Kyle, which relates back to March of 2025. So this is telling me that perhaps we've added an expense directly from the bank feed, or we haven't applied something correctly, or we have a couple of really old bills. Maybe Kyle put a check in his pocket and put his jeans through the wash. But it gives you an idea where to look, because if you have recorded an expense directly from the bank feed instead of recording a bill payment, your expenses are going to be overstated and your profit will be too low. So next, I'm going to pop to the open invoices. And here we can see all of the people who owe us money. Once again, the due date is a particular interest. We can see here that we have an invoice from January, due in February from Anil Kumar. And there's another one down here from May from the Oxon holiday party for the insurance agency. And this one's $10,000. So you know if these people owe you money or not. Did Anil Kumar pay you in January and you've just recorded the payment incorrectly? And what's happened with this 10,000? It's unlikely you would leave $10,000 unpaid and not be aware of it. So this is a great place to look to see if you've recorded payments to your invoices properly. If you haven't, fix it, find out what's happened, and if you have, then investigate, fix it, record this properly. Because, for example, this $10,000, if you recorded it directly as income without paying the invoice, your income is $10,000 overstated, and that's tax on $10,000 that you shouldn't be paying. So next we're going to pop to the reconciliation. Now, I've already completed the reconciliation for December, but what we're going to do is we're going to pop in, I'm going to have a look and see at the end of December what was left outstanding from our reconciliation. I often do this when I want to look and check if I'm working with a new client or somebody who I perhaps am not too sure if their reconciliations are up to date. It looks different to when you open it up and you have all of the transactions. But when this reconciliation was completed December 31st, these transactions had not cleared. So we had money deposited that hadn't cleared in our reconciliation. We have two checks that we did not check off. So if we really did receive this payment from Lou Plumbing, we haven't recorded it to our bank yet. Do we have a check sitting in a drawer? Did we accidentally record this twice, once from the bank feed and then here, and reconcile the bank feed amount? And then the checks. Is it possible that Mark Howard didn't bank the check? Or is it more likely that this amount hit our bank feed? We went, oh, that's rent, and added another expense. And maybe the utilities check got lost in the mail. It would be worth checking the statement to see if we have an amount overdue. Anytime you do a bank reconciliation, you want to follow up on any of the items that are left hanging. And here's a really quick way to check what's left outstanding. The next thing I'm going to look at is undeposited funds. And a very easy way to see what's sitting in undeposited funds is to pop to your bank deposit form. Bank deposit will list for you all of the outstanding amounts that have been recorded to undeposited funds and not yet deposited. So here we can see we have 3 amounts sitting in undeposited funds. If we looked at our balance sheet right now, the total of undeposited funds would be $1,864.50. And this is a much easier way to find the breakdown than clicking through the number in the balance sheet or opening up the register, which has got all of the ins and outs. Where I would start here is by having a look to see if there was a deposit into the bank for $565 that was recorded as income and not applied to this undeposited fund. Or maybe there was a total deposit for all 3 amounts, but I would be investigating what else had happened around these dates, because we clearly recorded that we received the money from Adwin, Ecker, and Himatasia, but we did not record it into the bank, which we know is reconciled. So this is a fantastic way to look to see what's hanging out in your undeposited funds to find the place to go next.
Whew, okay. Now, it might be tempting to do a journal entry to fix any errors that you find. Don't do it. You create more problems than you solve. I have seen this mess and it can be very, very costly to fix. These 4 simple checks will help you to identify any obvious errors. You'll need to investigate and solve any old transactions before you pass your file to a tax accountant. Once you've walked through these steps, I would recommend you run a balance sheet and check out my video walking through the monthly steps to ensure your books are in order. If you have a lot of duplicated transactions, that's also quite common. There's a video for that too. Be sure you do check everything for accuracy before your taxes are filed. Trying to fix things later or having an audit and finding out your numbers are wrong or paying too much tax are all not ideal scenarios. So I hope this has been helpful. Do be sure to like, subscribe, ring that little bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.